In this example, we're going to look at using kind of the beginnings of a crowd situation. We're going to want to vary the material for this one character. Now this, of course, is a very simple character. It's just one mesh, and he's got multiple IDs, 4 IDs on there. And let's go ahead. We'll get our TP in the scene. And what we want to do is create an area to born some guys on. We'll use the keyboard shortcuts to get into TP, and we're going to create a generator, matter waves, and we're going to pick our object to emit from. Let's switch that viewport around. And let's also turn off edit on the fly and turn on show mesh. That way we get real-time updates and can see the mesh as they happen. And let's take a look at what's going on with matter waves. Right now he's set to count, but we want to switch to pistol shot. We're actually going to do 1 per emitter. And then we're going to come down here and change the layout of the emitters. Don't want too many, but let's get, I'll say 6 times 6 is going to be 36. And we actually want their speed to be 0. We just want them to stand in place. But something else, we're going to come down here to shape, use a geom instance, and make that connection. And we're going to pick the object that we want to use. And right away you can see that all these guys are basically underground there. That is because they are using the pivot point of their source geometry, which is up there. And so we'll go ahead and modify that pivot. But of course you can see as we make that change, they are updating. Okay. We'll modify the color of this ground plane, and with no further ado, we'll go ahead and render. Now we're using final render with a little global illumination. You can see some previous stuff we were testing there. Okay, and what we get is an army of the guys who all look the same. All the material assignments are the same. What we're going to do is look at different ways to vary these. The first thing we're going to look at is how could we, we've got this skin, jacket, pants, shoes combination. Let's say we want to make certain variations on those, maybe like 3 different sets. Well, in order to do that, let's take a look first at, this is the material applied to our source object. It is just a regular old multi-sub object with 4 submaterials, 1 for each material ID, skin, jacket, pants, and shoes. And these are all just simple colors applied. And what we're going to do, is we're going to create a new material, because we're going to create a TP multi-sub object. This is a special type of multi-sub object that allows TP to do some management and sort and pick randomly and assign to different particles. We're going to go ahead and discard the old. We're going to set the number to 3 because we want to create 3 different suit variation combinations. And what we'll do to begin is we'll go ahead and use that original material and drop it in here. We'll use a copy of it. And then we're going to go ahead and create extra copies in these other slots. And we'll come into those slots and we're going to make some pretty funny color combinations. These are not ones that you would see too often on the streets, but just to illustrate our example. And pants, maybe, maybe some blue pants. And some brown loafers there. Okay, and then the next combination, let's make him a little kind of olive toned, and let's give him a reddish orange jacket and pants. Let's be very daring on the pants. We'll make them kind of red. And the shoes, let's just go kind of white. And we need to make sure that we go ahead and we select our source object, and we're going to apply this new material. We're going to rename this just so we remember. We'll call it TP multi-sub. We'll apply that to our source object. And now when we go ahead and render, we're going to see that we should get three different sets of colors appearing out here. Okay, and there they are. You've got kind of this blue guy, you get the green guy, and kind of the brownish guy. Now this is all great, except we really kind of also want extra variation even within these groups. The way that we're going to do that, and we're actually going to clone this viewport and keep a copy of it.